That's cute. You know what? If you have time to scroll, you got time to roll. And by roll, I mean stretch. And by stretch, I mean yoga. Let's go. Let's come on to our back. So, you're gonna lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, and then extend your legs out. If that's pulling too much on your lower back, if you feel a bit uncomfortable, you can always bend your knees. Take the feet out wide and drop the knees in together like so. And again, just give yourself a little bit of a tuck. We wanna decompress the lower spine here. And when the legs are extended, sometimes that can't happen, particularly if you're tight through the front of the hips. Then I want you to walk the shoulder blades down the back and bring the palms to face up at the ceiling. Close your eyes here. Tuck the chin in, so again, back of the neck is long, and settle into this position. Notice how you're feeling, check in. You know, particularly if you've been sat there on your phone, your awareness has been somewhat outside of your body. And now we just want to give ourselves this opportunity to pay attention to how we're feeling. So close your eyes. Closing the eyes is a practice in yoga whereby we withdraw one of the senses, and to compensate, your body will enhance or strengthen the other senses. So now we can start to feel better, we can hear better. So we want to pay attention to feeling what we feel, what our energy levels are like. Is there any pain in your body? Is there pain in your mind, in your heart, that you've been using your phone to distract yourself from? It's all right, we all do it, but we just want to notice. Particularly if you have pain in the body, that's something important to recognize, because pain is obviously pretty strong language that the body uses to communicate with us. I guess the same goes for emotional discomfort. Something is out of alignment. We're going to use the breath to keep us connected to the present moment, almost like a landmark. So as the mind begins to wander, we just guide it back to the sound and feeling of the breath. Inhale deeply. Pause at the top and then exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. With every exhalation, notice yourself melting into relaxation that little bit more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Bring the legs together and straighten them out if they were bent. Come to interlace your fingers, reach the arms up above your head, point your toes. Big inhalation in, feel as though your feet are being pulled away from you, your wrists are being pulled away in the opposite direction, and we just get this nice lengthening here, and then come to hug the knees into the chest, squeezing the knees all the way in. Start to rock from side to side. Keep your eyes closed for as long as you can, only opening them if you obviously need to check in with the pose or need to look around the room. But ideally, we want to stay as connected to the sensations we're experiencing within the body, not really needing to pay too much attention to what's happening outside of the body. Okay, keep hold of the right leg, let the left leg extend down to the floor. As you extend it, just notice where you're feeling sensation here. Is it just the front of the left hip, or is it the front of the right hip? You're getting a sort of compression sensation. All these things are important to pay attention to. We're going to take the leg across the body down to the floor. As you come down to the floor, I want your right shoulder to peel off the mat. Bring that right knee down, and then from here, just take the right arm back behind you. We're not going to hold this for too long. Inhale, we're going to come back over. Exhale, open it out again. as you move this shoulder towards the floor, you're also going to push the right hip away. Inhale, exhale. So this opposing movement. Come back to center, hug the knee into the chest. Release the leg all the way down to the floor, interlace the fingers, arms reach up, stretch away. Feel your abs contract, hug both knees into the chest, squeezing in. Keep hold of the left leg, right leg extends down to the floor, feel the stretch, maybe the inner thigh, maybe the hamstring, maybe the front of the hip, maybe there's a compressive sensation here, a little impingement. If there is, back off slightly. And then we'll take the leg across the body down to the floor, coming into the twist here. So inhale and then exhale into the twist. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, and then opening all the way out, exhale. All right, bring it back to center. Hug the knees into the chest, squeeze in. Place the feet flat onto the floor, arms by your side, knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone and begin to roll your hips off the floor, but I want you to feel as though you're pulling the belly in, lifting as high as you can, and then we'll slowly lower the spine back down. 10 of those. So 10, squeezing the glutes, lower back down. Exhale, 9, inhale, 8, press into the feet firmly. 7, exhaling to lift off. Inhale. 6, 5, getting a little higher each time as your range increases. 4, inhale. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower back down, hug the knees in, rock up to a seated position. Alrighty. Bring the hips back, cross the legs, take your hands over the tops of the knees and come into an all fours position onto the hands and knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide, knees are hip distance apart. Drop the belly down, let it relax, feel your lumbar spine really extend here. Press into the floor a little more and try to open up through the chest as you lift the head and the chin. And then drop the chin into the chest, begin to push the floor away. Feel as though we're doing this one vertebra at a time and then start to move into the lumbar, the lower spine. Inhale, begin at the lumbar spine or the tailbone, and then start to move through the thoracic into the cervical, and then drop chin to chest, push the floor away, thoracic spine. It's good to know these names of the different parts of your spine. I know it sounds like fancy wording here, but it's good to understand because, well, you know, we've all got it. The more you can understand about anatomical language, the less likely you are to be confused by the industry. And when we can't be confused by the industry, we can't be taken advantage of as much. All right, come back to center. Rant over. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. We're gonna extend the right leg back behind us, left arm extends. A little bit of bird dog here, just to develop that contralateral stability, holding. Try not to let this happen. Bring it back down, change sides. Inhale, exhale. Push the floor away. Exhale as you extend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful, bring it back. Bring the feet together, knees out wide. Push the hips to the heels and start to extend into a nice wide child's pose here. So we want to hit a little bit of the inner thighs as well, really getting into the hips here. Let the head come down to the floor if you can, and if you can't, then just stack your forearms, rest your forehead on the back of your hand, or two fists if you need a little bit more height. Breathe deeply here, inhale 1, exhale, 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale. Notice the areas holding tightness. Inhale. And then really try to let them go in this exhalation. See if you can melt into any further space here. Extend the arms forward, come into an all fours position, tuck the toes, lift the knees off and move into just an easy downward facing dog. Now for those of you that are super flexible or feel flexible enough through the hamstrings, go ahead and straighten the legs, push the heels towards the floor, but there's really no shame in keeping the knees bent, and you're still gonna get opening through the hamstring here. We still wanna try to push the floor away, relax through the back of the neck here. Breathing. And exhale. A little bit of an inversion. From here, bring the feet together. You're gonna go ahead, try and lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Now don't open the hip, try to keep the hip square. I'm trying to also get your glutes to activate. Try to push the heel towards the floor here. Now you can go ahead and see if you can maybe try to straighten that left leg, maybe not. And then from here, we're gonna swing that foot forward and try to step it to the outside of your right hand. If it doesn't make it all the way and it gets stuck here, grab your ankle, pull it up so that your ankle is directly underneath your knee here. Keep the left palm down onto the floor, activate through the back leg. We're gonna reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Now, as I reach that right arm, I'm not just reaching my arm and keeping my rib cage flat against my thigh. I'm actually trying to turn as much as I possibly can, so there's a bit of space between the thigh and the rib cage. Then I extend the arm up. Now at the same time, we need these opposing kind of forces here to protect the spine and protect my lower back and my sacrum. So I'm actually gonna squeeze my left glute. I'm pushing down my heel into the floor, and this is really active. Inhale, I'm gonna come forward and try to get my elbow to the floor. And to do that, my knee needs to drop out to the side a little. And then I'm gonna twist from the thoracic, opening up. Inhale, exhale, twist. Keep squeezing through that back leg. Inhale, exhale, twist. Good, looking down to the floor. From here, come up onto the fingertips, and I'm gonna curl my foot in, knee comes down to the floor. We're coming into a pigeon position here. Lifting up through the chest, deep breath in, inhale. Take the hands forward, stay on the fingertips, exhale, fold forward as much as you can. Now try not to let your hips dip over to the side. If you can, try and stay as square as possible. And then we're gonna push into the floor with the leg and lift up. If you needed to keep your hands on the floor, that's fine too, but try to take them off if you can. Inhale, come down. Exhale, push into the floor, lift up, opening up through the front of the left hip as well. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Hands come back. We're gonna press straight back into downward facing dog here. Pressing back. Walk out through the heels, open up through the back of the legs, shake out your head, yes and no. Again, decompressing through the cervical spine. Some people say cervical spine, but I prefer to say cervical. Okay, feet together, keep the hips square, squeeze a glute, lift up. Now notice, if I open the hip, sure, I get more range, but to really get glute active, but also nice good hamstring stretch on the right leg, pushing that right heel down, pressing into all 10 fingers. I keep the hips square here. It's a bit more honest. Come forward, and from there, we're trying to bring this leg forward, this foot forward. Adjust your hips accordingly so that the knee is directly over the ankle here. Now from here, I'm gonna twist, firm up the right glute, twist and open from the thoracic as I reach the arm up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, twist it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Back down. Hands come to the floor, come onto the fingertips, curl the foot in, knee comes behind the wrist, back leg moves further back behind you. Give yourself a moment to just adjust this position, and we're gonna start to extend the arms forward. Take a deep breath in, and then come down. Get ready to be active. Let's lift up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hands come down to the floor. One more deep stretch here, and then hands come back. Press into downward facing dog. Walk out through the heels, shake out your head yes and no. Good, bend your knees, look forward. Maybe hop to a cross-seated position. Come onto your back, hug the knees in. Beautiful, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Working into the inner thighs now. Tuck the tailbone, arms by your side, palms face up. We're gonna do 10 breaths in this position. Of course, if you'd like to do more, you can. Close your eyes. If you take your heels closer to your buttocks, it's gonna feel a little bit more intense. If you go further away, it's a little bit more capsule. It feels more like it's in the capsule. We go here, it feels like it's gonna be more through the groin. So it just depends on where you want your intensity here. Okay, shoulder blades down the back, eyes closed, hands rested on the stomach. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. I want you to focus on your breath, holding here. Inhaling and exhaling deeply and completely. I'll let you know when we're coming out. All right. Keeping your eyes closed, take the hands down to the thighs, pull the knees in together, squeeze the knees in towards your chest. I'm gonna rock up to a seated position. Place the feet wide onto the floor, hands behind you. Drop the right knee in, a little bit of internal rotation on this side. And then we'll go left knee. Just feels nice after that external, that long passive hold. Beautiful. Perfect. And there you have it. Out of your scroll hole. Try not to go back to Instagram. Namaste. That was photogenically pleasing, no? You have to push stop. I'm gonna put this bit on the thing. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do. Oh, I like those pants. Oh. You know what? If you got time to scroll, you got time to roll. You got time. Oh. No. When I say roll, I mean stretch. And then I get up and You think? Is it, okay, comedic timing is good? Yeah. No, I believe you. I believe your art direction. All I need you to do is tell me exactly what you want.